Day 8 on our amazing trip to Southeast Asia. We start in Bangkok. I wake up early in the morning to a beautiful sunrise. I put the drone up about 6 o'clock. The lighting's fantastic. I fly it around the city completely remotely from looking at my screen. And I'm in a very discreet location. Nobody knows where I am. The drone comes and goes. And then I lower it back down between the trees where I sit on a bench and drone across Bangkok. We drive about 50 miles out into the countryside to this fantastic temple area, and Ray gives us a briefing.
We are, at Wat Ram. So this temple built in 1630, but unfortunately the city destroyed during the wartime with Burmese troops in 1767.
Oh, same year as us, our independence, 1760,
yes,
yeah, 1776, yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
But 4 years ago, the temple flooded very badly. Yeah, the water flooded for a month.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
And so when you say it was destroyed in the war, completely destroyed and they rebuilt it?
No, the roof and everything are gone.
Oh, so there was a roof?
Not really rebuilt, it's renovated.
Oh, so there was a large roof here?
No, the roof is only the gallery around it. So the temple itself.
And was this a monastery for monks?
Yeah, monastery for monks, but the monks do not live here. This is the main chapel. All right, and the monks living around the
around the outside
areas.
They would live over in here, outside the wall. So this area right here that we're standing in front of was actually a covered roof, and it was a chapel.
It's a building with, you see the foundation of the columns supporting the roof.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I did, and then the Buddhas were inside.
So the building itself collapsed already.
And all the Buddhas that are missing the heads, what happened there?
Oh, they were destroyed during the wartime.
Oh, and people probably took them.
I know, they just destroyed.
Destroyed them, I see. And who won that war, Burma or Thailand?
Burma.
Burma won that war.
All right.
Interesting. Oh, well, Thailand can't win all the wars. But anyways, the countryside is beautiful out there. I put the drone up to kind of give you a panoramic view of how nice it was and how beautiful the area is. It's right along a river. Now, across the river is this beautiful compound. I didn't know what it was, and I thought I'd drop the drone down there and bring it down and then bring it back over to me so nobody could tell where it was. This is it right here. This is the Queen's Palace. The wrong place to drop the drone down on, but fortunately she wasn't there. But you can see I got some amazing footage of this area and this complex that has been nicely restored and allows its visitors to step back in time and see the splendor of Thailand. And here I am hiding underneath the tree, and that's where I launched the drone from. The next stop is the original palace complex of the King of Thailand back in the 13th century. Again, I take the drone up outside the proper walls of the complex and sneak on in there. Now you might ask me why I'm doing this. You know, they might not care, but I've had a couple instances where they do, and it's better just to launch it. Nobody even notices it. Most people are looking down. They're not looking up into the bright sun. I can capture these shots in about 5 minutes, give everyone a nice overview, and then go into the details. Okay, so we are at the Royal Palace originally of Thailand and the kings. In 1350, the first king died, and his son built this stupa to put his ashes in, then built a building next door to it right here, which is leveled, you can't see it, to have all ceremonies in. Then when the son died, this is where his ashes are, and there's the ceremonial building right there. You can see it's destroyed. And then when that king died, there his ashes are, and you can see a little bit of the ceremonial building still remaining. Yesterday on day 7, we went to the Royal Palace in Bangkok. Well, this was the original Royal Palace, and then it got moved into Bangkok. And so what happened was this was destroyed in a war with the Burmese. They destroyed all this. And then what happened was the palace moved into Bangkok. They took all the bricks from here because they didn't want the Burmese to have this as a fortress, and rebuilt the fortress or wall in Bangkok to protect the king in there. Although I will note that the king was killed and the royal family was killed in the war that the Burmese waged against him. But the new king took the bricks into Bangkok. Now what's interesting is there's all these other stupas all the way around everywhere you look. And all these other stupas are all royal family stupas that you actually have their ashes buried in. So this whole place is a big ceremonial place and the royal palace. Now the interesting thing is, in the Thai culture, the public was allowed to come here. But in the Cambodian culture and Angkor Wat, which we're going to go there, that was strictly reserved for royalty. The public couldn't go into that. So the public was kind of vested in this and building this out. Here is the original house for the ceremony for the third king that died. See, 1, 2, 3, and the only house left. Now the killer thing is, this is where the kings would come. Think about that. We get to be here back in the 14th century. Wow. This is crazy. Could you imagine kings standing around here? Oh, there's a king right there. King Dana.
I'm here. Let's hold court.
Wow, look at this inside. And I'm sure kings came in here at one time. This is deep inside the stupa of the third king. So adjoining this complex of the former kings of Thailand is a Buddhist temple with a gigantic golden Buddha inside of it. We went over there and you cannot believe the size of it. After that, we walked to the market and found this adorable dog. I'm in a marketplace and I found the cutest dog in the whole world. Look at him. He's adorable. Hey, buddy. Lots of interesting foods, fried fish skin, fried fish, crazy stuff. And then this lady making these like little tortillas that she was a whiz at.
The cotton candy like roll it for you now. You grab one.
Looks like when it's turned inside out. Okay, I got my coconut. I love coconut juice. Now I get it fresh. Okay, craziness. We're going on a longboat ride. I think this is going to be insanity. The only thing I forgot was the iPole, so we could really get the perspective of how nuts this is going to be. All right, so we're on our way up the very river that the temples were built on in a longboat. Now these longboats are fascinating because number one, they're super thin and narrow, all made out of wood. And then there's like an engine on the back that's a car motor with a big long shaft that goes out because the rivers are so shallow. And we went by a lot of cool things. There was an excavator on a wood platform. I don't know how they supported that. And here's the original temple that we saw first thing in the morning. And there is the Queen's summer home that I dropped the drone down on top of. And boats whizzing by and all kinds of houseboats. Very, very interesting. Just fascinating. You can see the engine on the back of that boat there and a big tugboat pulling a big barge up the river, and just so fascinating. And they left us, they dropped us off, and where we went next actually was a mosque, and we got to meet with an imam, which was very, very interesting. We saw all the children as we got off the boat, and we sat down in the mosque with the imam, and he answered questions for us for about 45 minutes, and it was a very interesting time. And I thought it was a really good chance to kind of learn the way they think. Now this particular imam worked in the factories for about 20 years. There's a lot of factories right around this area where the workers make about $10 a day. Now he took us inside the mosque and we got to see how that all looked as well. We got to go up to the very front temple area where the imam preaches from. And then this area right here is where the women have to go behind that clothed area or that cloth area. Then I had a ball. I took the drone out to show the kids and they went crazy. They loved it. Put it up in the air and got some great shots and then brought it down and let it film them. They were having a ball. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. What a great experience. What a great day we had. Lots of interesting things, temples, palace courtyards, going to a mosque. And just when you think you couldn't pack any more in, we went down to the water and we had our welcome dinner a couple days late on a boat cruising and eating on the river through Bangkok. It was fantastic, and as always, I always take out my drone, get some fantastic shots of us cruising up the river. It was amazing. The skyline was beautiful. The sunset was perfect. It couldn't have been any better. And on top of that, it was Leanne and I's 32nd anniversary in just a few days, and it was Susan's birthday in a few days. So we decided to celebrate it all in this beautiful setting in Bangkok after another great day. Susan blows out the candles. Everybody celebrates. We just had a fantastic dinner and time as we cruised the river and saw the Grand Palace. And here's the motley crew Day, Thailand.